How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Elite Battle League Season 3, and we're coming back to you with another Power Rankings, this time for Season 3, with Derek, always more videos. Say hi, sir.
Hello, sir. How's everybody doing? Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the EBL channel. We'd love to have you all here, and we got a lot to talk about today, my dude.
Yes, we do. Before anything, just like Derek said, make sure you show the coaches some love. All of their links will be in the descriptions below. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like on the video and click subscribe to the Elite Battle League's official YouTube channel. It's free, I promise.
Yeah, no charge.
And without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and go over a couple of things here that happened. So, as we know, first week, EBL kicked off February 5th. And already the Dynamax division is having all sorts of ties and stuff going on. I don't know. So quick little message from our commissioner. The ties will be broken as the season goes on. But of course, congratulations to our 6 winners. And good luck to those who didn't quite make the cut this week. And also, massive congratulations to our MVP winning coaches. That being said, we are ready to move on to our number 12 spot. Are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's get right into this. I'm excited.
Awesome. All right, so jumping right into it, we have on the number 12 spot, we have the Redwood Meowths coached by Ace, who is in the Mega Division. Their current record stands at an 0-1 with a -5 for their standings. So, Ace faced off against Game Reviews, who is the coach of the Detroit Luxrays. I was going to say Lions.
Hey, he'll take that too. He'll definitely take that too, being a Lions fan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he will. But he is the coach. Game Reviews is the coach of the Detroit Luxrays. And not so much of a good start for Ace and the Redwood Meowths. That Salamence is just not spelling good things for Ace at all. I mean, it's incredible how when he did the dual wing beat on the Amoonguss, it went to sleep right in the middle of it. And for a second, we thought, okay, so maybe Ace might take this time to make, turn it around, take it back, with the Dracozolt and everything. But nope, it woke up and it destroyed the rest of his team. So not so much of a good thing happening with the Redwood Meowths. Not much to say there. Do you have anything you want to point out?
This man and me kind of had an exchange of words last season about him underestimating the Salamence, and it showed right here. And take it from me, I used it in Season 2. This Pokemon is absolutely a tank, man. If you get that thing set up with its Moxie boosters, which is exactly what our boy Max did here, it was unbelievable what he was able to pull off. And that RNG of it waking up right there when we was sitting there watching it thinking it was going to go down, that was so impressive. The luck was definitely on Max's side. He come out and he showed everybody that he belongs to be here, but we'll talk about him later. I think that Ace needs to come in. Maybe he underestimated Max just a little bit with his record from last season, but like I said, we'll talk about Game Reviews later, but I know that he's got a lot more time on his hands. So maybe Ace needs to go into week 2, maybe studying a little bit more, knowing what he needs to do. That way he can move up in the rankings.
I agree. I 100% agree. And just to piggyback on one little thing that Derek said about underestimated people. I learned it last season, in the middle of last season. Never underestimate anybody. But we're going to touch more of that when we talk about Game Reviews later on.
When we get to me, we'll definitely talk about underestimating people.
All right, if there's nothing else for number 12, we're going to go ahead and move on to number 11, who I have here, number 11, as the San Diego Sylveons, who is coached by EeveeGirl, who happens to be the wife of the commissioner. EeveeGirl is the head coach of the San Diego Sylveons, currently standing at an 0-1 with a -4, and they're in the Mega Division. So, they went up against Yeltnab.
Yep.
They went up against Yeltnab. And let's see, a couple of things to say about Tara. So even though I guess you could consider her, everybody's been saying that she's a newcomer, technically, because it's her first time with her own team. And I agree, even though she filled in for Ace last season. So she still has a wee little bit of experience, but even still, first time with her own team, I think she did great.
Oh yeah, 100%.
She might need to predict maybe a little bit more, maybe work on her predictions. But of course, with somebody with her experience, again, I still think that she did phenomenal.
Oh yes.
I gotta say, I'm sorry, Tara. I'm so sorry, but I think my favorite part of your battle was your reaction when the Kyogre took that massive power whip from the Ferrothorn. She was like, oh. I mean, it was funny for me. So I love that reaction there. The Kyogre, I can't remember what it was trained on. I think maybe, investing in other EV sets might help it out in the long run. Something that Stone might want to help Tara with in the future. And then also something that I didn't notice, that I noticed, was the Corviknight. The Corviknight wasn't G-Max. It was just a regular Dynamax Corviknight.
That was one of the things that we had circled on our list when we were watching the matchups, was the no G-Max of the Corviknight, and we were scratching our heads a little bit on that decision there, G.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have made too much of a difference in the long run, but I think it could have helped, because G-Max Corviknight, as you know, its G-Max moves will allow entry hazards to go away on both sides of the field. So that might have, or that could have helped Tara, a little bit, so she doesn't suffer from low HP drops. Just something to think about. But nonetheless, she did great for her first week for Season 3, and that's all I have to say for the San Diego Sylveons. Anything you'd like to add there?
We kept pointing this out, and because obviously I'm close with Bob, so I got to experience this one faster than the viewers did, because I talked to him right after the match. She had so much fun, and if she is not the coach that defines what this league is supposed to be about, then I'm dropping out right now. She was loving every second of being there. She was a great sport with after we talked, like it was me, her, Bob Stone. We were having a good conversation. She had a blast. And I really think that once she figures out her team, she's going to be able to move up in the rankings. I'm going to say that about everybody, because the EBL can just bounce all over the place. I mean, look at me. I sucked, and now here I was last season doing good. Now I suck again. But you can climb up these rankings. You touched on the Kyogre build. We had to figure that out. And actually, I was asked to help train her a little bit. So that's the first thing I'm doing. I was like, show me that Kyogre. I got to know what's going on there, because I want to see. The G-Max we already brought up. But also, I believe when she starts adjusting to learning some combos with her Pokemon, like the Chandelure and the Leafeon, mixing those abilities, learning some stuff, and the Goodra and Kingdra is another set that she needs to worry about. So I think that once she starts learning her team just a little bit more, keeps up that good attitude, man, there's no reason she can't zoom through the rankings and get herself a playoff spot before the end of the season.
Oh, for sure. And she proved to be, pretty good, last season as well, once she got a little bit of a hang of the team that she was manipulating. So this being a team that she likes, that she drafted herself, and she's comfortable with, I have no doubts what you're saying is true. She's going to go up in the rankings, and I can't wait to see that for her. But if that is it for the number 11 spot, we're going to go ahead and talk about the number 10 spot, which just happens to be Always More Videos, who is the coach of the Kentucky Kinglers. Currently, they're in the Dynamax division with an 0-1, with a -3, and they fought against the Essex Espeons, coached by PokéPidge, who will touch base later on. But anything that you would like to say on this one, my dude?
So, just to throw out some stuff, and then you can bounce back to me, because I know we're going to talk just a little bit about our thoughts. My nicknames are on point. I'm the nickname king of the EBL. I always got a good group of nicknames coming in, but that's about the only thing I had going for me in this one. This right here is exactly what we touched on with Ace. It was underestimating your opponent. I was focused on these hard hitters, these big rain counters, and he come up with a completely different plan and brought a Pokemon that I really knew nothing about. And this is where it comes back to my knowledge of Pokemon. And I love this. I love that I'm able to talk about my mistakes, because it's hard to do on camera after you get your butt beat. You're just sitting there like, I'm ready to go to bed. But, I never practiced for the Comfy or the Ninetales, and he brought both of them against me. So that really hurt me. And, it's been said all the time, am I relying too much on Cinderace because I brought him this week when I'm supposed to be going straight Drizzle? I did draft him to be a distraction away from the Drizzle team, but maybe I need to hop off the bunny's back and not worry about hopping down the bunny trail, because Cinderace, although he saved me in this matchup and made it, the match look a lot closer than it was, I got thumped, and it's time to bounce back, and I need to learn how to get answers for fairy Pokemon, apparently, because I thought it was grass, I ain't gonna lie to you, and I didn't know triage was a thing, and I found that out really, really hard and really fast, actually.
I think, yeah, I can see where you would get mistaken, thought it was grass too. I think, had you played the Cinderace a little bit differently, I think you could have won the match, not for nothing.
Ironhead.
Yeah.
Could have brought Ironhead.
Yeah. I mean, for one, but for another, I mean, despite the battle, the battle, I think you kept it under control, despite the fact that you were up against an unknown mon with an unknown ability, and you were, I think you kept it, I think you kept it under control for the most part, and that's what brought the match to where it is right now, with the 6-3, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was yeah.
This will be another thing for the Kentucky Kinglers. They have never lost in week 1 since the EBL's been a thing. So I don't think that the coach, aka me, likes that taste in his mouth right now. So his week 2 through 5 opponents need to be looking out, because I'm coming.
There you go. Learn from your mistakes.
Yes. Move
past them. And just keep rolling, dude. Just keep rolling. I have no doubts that you're gonna go far. And again, what you said, I don't think you suck at all. I think you're downplaying yourself a little bit too much there.
Hey,
we all know that
Pidge,
you're a beast.
Pidge is awesome, and we'll find out how good he is when we talk about him in just a little bit, because that man put on a show, and it was all respect. It was real fun to take on the first man from across the pond, I guess is what they say over there. So it was really cool to be his first matchup and see what he was capable of. And but yeah, we'll talk about him later.
For sure. But if that is all we have to say on the number 10 spot with the Kentucky Kinglers, we're going to go ahead and move on to number 9, who is the Atlanta Braviary, coached by Stone Family 64.
Commish.
The commissioner, the commish as we all call him, the legendary Stone Family 64 himself, in the Dynamax division as well. Currently at an 0-1 with a -3, and they fought against the Tijuana Gengars. And bro, I think Gengar is officially on that list, on Stone's list of I hate you, because Gengar went ahead and did it again. I think you got him season 1, and
yep.
I think it got to him again with this match for sure. The Kartana loss at the very beginning, super hard. It kind of makes me wonder if he should, be too dependent on one Pokemon, because that's what it seems like, not for nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if that offends you, Matt, but that's
what
it seems like. But it was unexpected, the Lucario using Vacuum Wave. I mean, I knew Vacuum Wave existed. I've seen it in the anime. I didn't know what it was until I looked at it. And it happens to be a priority fighting type move on the special side. It's Mach Punch, but special version. I didn't know that was a thing. So, great play, because the Kartana went down immediately to it. That was one of the unexpected things. Like I said, the reliance on one Pokemon, being the Kartana, it might be good to have a plan B. No fault to Stone as well. This is something that I've noticed, but sometimes Dynamaxing might be hindering to your team. So it's best to analyze when and what to Dynamax. And again, this is not just for Stone, but for anybody else. So for example, even though it raises your attack, Max Knuckle will always, and if I'm wrong, please somebody correct me in the comments, but it will be at 95 so it's not going to do that much damage at first. So whereas a regular close combat or superpower or something will do more damage and might get that job done versus that max knuckle. So, you know, just a little thing to think about. Dynamaxing any regular Pokemon may or may not have some detriments or benefits to your team. So definitely something to look into. But I have to say, Timmy B the Starmie, put in some work.
Yes,
put
it
in
did.
some work.
It
helped that team
impressed
out
me
a lot.
so much. It really did.
Yeah.
It was very impressive.
I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't say I'm surprised. Well, yeah, no, I was surprised when he drafted it, but then I'm like, okay, looking at his stats, it's decent and everything. And I'm like, okay, I want to see how Matt uses this. You know, I want to see how he uses it, and it impressed me. It turns out to be really good. So definitely the thing put in some work. So shouts out to Timmy B, the Starmie, and Timmy B.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all that I have to say on the number 9 spot. Anything you'd like to add?
Well, speaking of Timmy B, y'all should definitely check out the roundups that's here on this channel. They break down the fights even more than what we do, just discussing, you know, what a few mistakes we've seen in the records and all that. They break down the complete fight, so definitely go check them out. It's here on this channel, and subscribe to everybody that we've already mentioned, but I feel like I need to throw that out there. Show them boys a little bit of respect. But this is a great match. You know, Stone did good. I think that you touched base there with Cortana. Maybe he's like me with the Cinderace. Maybe we're relying too much on one Pokemon to get us out of trouble whenever we are getting there. And then we love Angry Stone. We love watching Stone throw controllers and have to walk out and make a cut. I was cracking up. We were having a good time watching that one last night. But I think Stone's going to be fine. You know, unlike myself, he has actually never won a week 1 matchup in the past 3 seasons. And he's always bounced back. He always makes the playoffs. You know, he learns, he gets in there and tests the waters a little bit with his team and sees, okay, I got to do this. And he bounces back real strong. And I think that's definitely the case here. This man's going to learn. He created this league. He knows all the secrets and the tricks and the turns that you have to make to get to the top. And it won't surprise me if next week we're talking him in the top, 5. But he has a tough matchup next week, and we'll let the roundup guys address that. But it's going to be good to watch what Stone does here.
For sure. And one last thing that I did forget to mention with the other teams that we went over, and this one. So Atlanta, the Kinglers, Tijuana Gengars, and the Espeons. We're gonna touch base on the ones that we haven't talked about, of course. But so far in the Dynamax division, they're all in the Dynamax division, and all 4 of them are tied. As far as
for first and last.
as far as their standing goes, according to what we have in our Discord server, of course.
Yeah.
But just a little tidbit that I wanted to add on there. Do we have anything else to add for number 9?
No, I said we move right along, my good sir.
Alrighty, let's do it. So number 8 goes to the Akron Axews in the Mega Division. Currently at an 0-1 with a -3, and they fought the Miami Dragonites, coached by Guanako Gaming, yours truly. Couple of things here. Well, but before because I don't want to really talk about my match, I'll let Derek go ahead and say his part on this part, on ISO's part, and then I'll jump in with whatever else that needs to be done. Go ahead and take it away, sir.
So with ISO coming into the league, he was one of the guys that not a lot of people knew. So, and then you go to his channel, it's a lot of, Pokemon Unite and stuff like that. So not a lot of battling stuff. So we didn't know what to expect. Man, this man came in, he was ready to play. He brought in some good strategies. Running Tailwind was very impressive right off the bat. I loved that. Loved the Crobat build. I loved its movesets that he brought in there. And, I was a little shocked not having acrobatics on the Urshifu. I'm pretty sure that he had his reasons, but moving forward, I believe we will see that, because acrobatics in the EBL is something that's huge, and when he didn't bust it out against you, I was very shocked. So definitely look for that mistake to be fixed in the future, but he had a plan. He followed it through. He gave you a good matchup. I know that you said the kid can play, so we was excited to watch him do that. And, out of the guys that lost, he probably put on one of the best showings, because he took on the past champion and showed him, like, here, I'm here to play. And I'm going to find out a little bit more about him this coming week, because this week we face off. So I'm excited to work with him and see if, he tweaks them a little bit of mistakes, and me and him go round and round in the boxing ring. But, other than that, I thought this was very, very impressive. Is there anything that you would like to address to this?
Yeah, a couple of things, actually. Couple of things. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit of shade. Bro, ISO, if you're watching this, what's with the shinies issue, huh? What's with the issues with the shinies, man?
Yeah, I noticed that too. I noticed that too.
Listen, couple of things that ISO, as you already touched base on one of them, which was the acrobatics on the Urshifu. You can tell that I was a little surprised when he used the Max Hailstorm on the Whimsicott. I mean, I'm like, oh, okay, so he doesn't have that on there, so this might not be the moveset that I'm expecting, which is good for me. I mean, I was at that point, I was happy to let the Whimsicott down. The Whimsicott was there to counter the moveset that I thought he had. But a couple of misplays as well with him keeping what is that slug called? Gastrodon. That's what Gastrodon. He kept it in when I don't know if, I'm pretty sure he knows that Whimsicott is grass and fairy, and Gastrodon is water and ground. It's not going to take an energy ball pretty well. In fact, it died immediately.
Ask Fusro Dab, they don't take it well.
Yeah. And a couple of other things as well. With in regards to the Lycanroc and the Crobat. The Crobat definitely outspeeds the Lycanroc by a lot. But he kept saying, oh, do I outspeed here? Just so you know, ISO, if you are watching this, the move that the Lycanroc has is priority. So that's why it outsped the Crobat. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
One more note on this one was something too, and I missed it here on my notes where you were talking, so I apologize for missing this. Was the Clefable switch out? It kind of was making us all bounce around a little bit, thinking of like what was going on there. And like I said, he was. I don't know how much competitive he does. He addressed it a few times in his videos that he was talking about us taking it real serious. So maybe this is just like okay, maybe I need to keep this thing alive, see what comes next type thing. Because Clefable stick, but at that point, it could have died and got a clean switch into something. And the electric spider. Wait, no, that's wrong.
Galvantula.
But yeah, another thing that I seen here was, let the Clefable, we talked about that already, but switching in that Garvantula to get one shot, I think was kind of hurting there too. It was switching around. But, it was his first matchup. May have been some nerves there. He may have a completely different plan. It was going his way. Like, either I'm going to do this. Maybe some study issues. I don't really know. I don't know this. Like I said, I know about everybody in the league. I don't really know him well. So he may have not enough time to prep. But I think he'll be able to bounce back. He gave us a good show. He gave you a good fight. And we'll just have to see what he does in the next week.
For sure. Yeah, maybe instead of the Galvantula, I probably would have swapped into the Umbreon since it was more, bulkier.
Yeah.
As you guys all saw. But nonetheless, it was a great battle, and I really enjoyed watching his side.
Yeah.
But if that is it for the number 8 spot with the Akron Axews, we're going to go ahead and move on to number 7, who is the Texas Tyranitar, coached by Alan, or the Doorman as we all know him. Currently standing in the Dynamax division with an 0-1 with a -1. So, what Derek said on, that being one of the good battles, it was a good battle with ISO, but this one in particular, this battle, definitely battle of the week. Definitely.
Oh yeah, 100%. This was the battle to watch.
For sure. This was definitely battle of the week. I gotta say, Doorman, if you're watching this, I like your intro, the soundtrack for the intro. I liked it a lot. He says that he predicted most of Landon's team, so that's great. I'm happy that he got all of the predictions up. T-Tar coming in only for Stealth Rocks for chip damage was also, a good move, and I managed to, get other, chip damage in as well with his other moves as well. I believe he did get the first kill of the match, if I'm not mistaken. Again, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments.
He knocked out Slowking, I'm pretty sure. I think you're out there.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah, y'all can correct us down below. We watched these late, so.
Yeah, but I wanted to bring off. I do want to bring up a reference that our friend Offline Nuzlocke mentioned in one of the videos. I forgot where it was. I read it from, but he said, "Fun fact: first blood often determines how the battle is going to go with these type of competitive battles," and he's right. Sometimes. So obviously it didn't go that well for the Tyranitars in the long run at the end of the battle, but he put up a fight.
Yes, he did.
Looking back into the notes, he did a good play with the Celesteela and everything. The match starts going into his favor once the Noivern goes down. But after that, it was pretty much back and forth until they both had, and then at one point he had Landon cornered. He had 4 Mons, against Landon's last one. And bro, oh my goodness, that last hit from the Heliolisk, had that Thunderbolt actually killed, it would have been something else entirely. But we're not going to get too much into detail with that because we want to talk about Landon's battle as well. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, Psychic Terrain really saved his butt.
Yep.
Against that Hitmontop with the fake out.
Yes, very impressive.
Of course, that's another. Yeah, very impressive. I'm not sure if he forgot, or if he knew that, or so. Either way, great. That was a good little safety net that he had in place for the priority moves. But we'll definitely touch base on that on Landon's side of the battle. But that's what I have to say on the number 7 spot. Anything you'd like to add?
So, the first thing I have to say is this man's energy was through the roof. I absolutely loved every second of watching this video. He was into it. Him and my other half of FGL were definitely the definition of what this league is about, man. They were having so much fun. It was amazing. A few things that I did note, though, is that Dragon Tail was fantastic. We absolutely loved that. I love that you can bring that to the table on certain Pokemon, so good on him for that. He trained very well for this match. He gave Landon all that he could handle. But a few things that we have to point out is he did misclick. That cost him a Pokemon.
Yeah.
And, if he had the right ability on that Sandaconda, this is a different match, man. If you take away, if he had, because he come in with 1 Sand Pokemon, and that's something that I've learned. If you're going to go full out with the weather, you got to bring more weather, is what it comes down to. You got to bring up them Sand Setters. You got to bring up those Drizzles. You have to get ready for it. And he was rocking a lot of abilities that were focusing on the sand to let T-Tar go down so early. But the misclick definitely hurt him. I think if he'd had Sand Spit on the Sandaconda, even it going down, he had the sand coming in. That Vanillix don't outspeed him. This is a different ball game. You have a different MVP, and we're talking about Infernomen before we talk about him. And this is no disrespect to Landon. Landon played great, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But that misclick, bro, that misclick and that missed ability, and I know you're watching this, Doorman, because you've been real good about clicking on all these videos. So tweak these mistakes, bro, and you are good, because you fought awesome. And I hope you don't take no disrespect in what we're saying. You had your build, you have your plan, same as we do ours. But it was a great fight. He done good, and excited to see what he does the rest of the season, man.
I definitely think that the Doorman exceeded my expectations for this match, even though it didn't end up in his victory. Given the fact that he had a severe type disadvantage compared to Landon's team, he put up a hell of a fight.
Yes, he did.
He definitely surpassed my expectations. So, GG's, Alan. GG's. You did well. You did well. I can't wait to see more of you, my friend.
One more note. He was ranked in the 12th spot, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, for him to go from there to 7th, and he was a couple, few tweaks away from probably being our 5th or 6th team. Yeah, that's impressive to bump up that much. So good on him. He knocked me down the list, and he can take my spot proudly. Take it, bro. Show him what you can do coming week.
Alrighty, so that is all we have to say on Allen and the number 7 spot. We're gonna go ahead and jump right in to the number 6 spot, and we were just talking about him. Of course, it is Infernomen. We all know him as Landon, and he is the head coach of the Iowa Incineroar in the Dynamax division as well. Exactly, the Shiny King. Dynamax division along with the Texas Tyranitars as well, who are in the Dynamax division together. Currently, Landon stands at a 1-0 with the +1. So first win for the Iowa Incineroar after season 2, which is very good. Although I gotta say, it was definitely a little too close for comfort. Landon, I hope you don't take offense to this, but you know, we're just gonna go ahead. We're just gonna go ahead and say how it is. I don't know if it was a low roll, but I think that it was something seeing that Vanilluxe survive. I don't know if you have EVs invested in special defense, or if it was luck, or if it was a low roll. Either way, that definitely paid off and allowed you to demolish the remaining 4 Pokemon that Allen had. And that Vanilluxe, I mean, maybe what Landon is saying is right. He swears by the Vanilluxe, and the Vanilluxe definitely proved to be his MVP in this season. A couple of things as well, looking at the notes. He did a great start with the Johto Slowking against the Tyranitar. Despite the type disadvantage there, they kind of counterbalance each other out, you know, because Dark beats Psychic, but Water beats Rock, you know? So both of them kind of counterbalance each other out. But still, it was a great starter. A couple of things as well. Aside from, you know, Tyranitar maybe being possibly invested on the special defense side, a couple of things that some people tend to forget is that while in the Sandstorm tends to raise the special defense. I don't know if it changed, but to my knowledge, it raised the special defense of rock types and I think steel types, but I'm not too sure on the steel types. I know for a fact the rock types get a special defense buff from the Sandstorm. So a little something to think about there. I am curious though. We got the Celesteela and the Tangrowth outspeeding the Heliolisk.
Yeah, that was something we were very confused about, because I went in and built the teams on Showdown, and we couldn't figure that out. So yeah, there was a lot of RNG on Landon's side this week, but it paid off.
Yeah, for sure. The ability that the Heliolisk had, if I'm not mistaken, was Sand Veil, so it shouldn't hinder its speed, even if it's not in the Sandstorm weather. It shouldn't hinder its speed to my knowledge. Of course, if somebody knows the answer, comment down below. But Celesteela outspeeding it when paralyzed was something else entirely. And same thing with the Tangrowth. Let's see. Another thing, just a little piece of advice. This goes for anybody, because I know Landon mentioned in his battle, you know, how many PP does Recover have? I want to see if I could try to stall him out or something like that. Just a little bit of some advice for everybody. I wouldn't try to do that because there are those who will max out the PP, use the PP, you know what I'm trying to say, the PP of the move to its max. I'm one of those people.
Oh yeah,
it's a strat. It is what it is. So I wouldn't, unless you have a specific Pokemon designed or built with the ability Pressure, for example, to stall a Pokemon out to PP stall a Pokemon out, I wouldn't try to do that. So definitely just a little thing that might be a little bit of a risky play. Another thing, a couple of misplays that happened on the Iowa Incineroar side. He sent out the Noivern. I think the Noivern was the fastest Pokemon on his team, aside from the Coco, who we didn't see. But it's the fastest Pokemon on his team that he brought to that match. And as we know, Trick Room flips things around. The slowest Pokemon will always go first. So Noivern going out, I think that might have impacted the Noivern's death, to be honest. Another thing, I'm not sure if he forgot or didn't know, I'm pretty sure he forgot because Landon is actually very smart and he's a good battler. So Psychic Terrain, that Psychic Surge that happened after that Max Mindstorm from the Reuniclus, it flopped. The fake out flopped, and that's what caused I think it was the Reuniclus to take out the Hitmontop.
Yep.
So that was another misplay. But misplays aside, a win is a win is a win, And I gotta say, like we said before, match of the week, biggest comeback in EBL history. That's what I have to say. Vanillux living on 2 HP, taking out 4 Mons, and getting him the victory. Well done, dude. Well done.
Yeah.
GG's.
The snow was not melting in Iowa this week. That man come through. The little snow cone, snow ice cream cone, whatever you want to call it, did extremely well. Landon's confidence was through the roof. He's been telling everybody, and he's been very proud of this MVP. He went out and he earned it. He done really, really well. And we keep talking about misclicks and all this stuff. Comes down to it. He won the match. He done extremely well. This was a great battle from 2 people that's going to do well in their competitive careers. And I'm excited to see what Landon can do the rest of the season. Maybe he keeps trying to ride on the Vanillux and people start figuring it out, because there were 3 scenarios where that thing doesn't do it. It doesn't pull it out. So, maybe not try to keep putting your faith in it like the rest of us do with Cinderace and Cortana and all that. But this is a good matchup. I think you touched every point that we had wrote down there that we did together. The Tangrowth was awesome in this matchup. I really enjoyed watching it. The Haze Brute, I come up with that name, let's go. And he's just the thickest mon out there. But this is a good match, and I'm ready to move on if you are, sir.
Let's do it. So jumping from number 6 to number 5, we have the Tijuana Gengars coached by the legendary Latin Luigi, also in the Dynamax division. Now 1-0 plus 3. They fought the Atlanta Braviary and their head coach, Matty Ice Stone Family. So couple of things. I don't know if he planned. Well, he planned to bring a special Lucario. That was great. I think Vacuum Wave is a great move to have on the Lucario, especially if it's on the special side. Cortana on the special side isn't very strong, so I thought that was a good move.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good move, and the match in general was filled with good moves. Another good move that Latin did was scoping a move out with the max guard and see what he was doing, and that was good. Another one as well, stealth rocks and then bouncing out of there, good. There were risky plays as well. Quiver Dance on the Volcarona was risky, but it paid off even though the Volcarona was at low HP. And I like the fact how he'll say, "Oh, hey, yeah, I'll do this," and then what, I'll do this instead. And he used Yawn because whatever Matt would swap from into, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Whatever he switched into would get Yawn, so that wouldn't be good, and that would force a switch out from Matt. Trick Room was definitely play of the game on this battle.
Yep.
For the match, and that's what definitely won the match for the Tijuana Gengars, because Dragapult is the fastest. Actually, Dragapult is the fastest Pokemon in the EBL as of right now. As of right now, it is the fastest Pokemon in the EBL. Nothing outspeeds it. Is the fastest thing in the sun. So Trick Room was the best play to get rid of that Dragapult.
Oh yeah.
The Gengar set was really good. That's all that I have to say on Latin. Just really well played on Latin side. Anything you'd like to add, dude?
So, as far as the 20 guys or whatever we have in here, I've known Latin a pretty good long time in my YouTube career. We got close very fast when I first met him. So when he joined the league, he was showing me like all the prep that he was doing. This man come ready to play. I got a taste of it. I used my Season 2 team, and he brought in a team that he built. This man thumped me. He knows what he's doing. He proved that this week. It's always fun when you can come out with your favorite Pokemon and make an impact like he did. So I know he enjoyed that. You touched all the points that I was going to go after. But we also have to say that we loved your layout. Your layout killed it, bro. It was
Oh, yeah.
enjoyable. I absolutely
Yeah,
loved it.
was.
All the plays that he had, like you said, the Dynamax, what he did with the Lucario was amazing. And this dude is going to be dangerous, and everybody needs to watch out for him.
I just gotta reiterate on that layout, and a couple of other things as well that I've noticed just in general from Latin. Latin is really creative. He's creative as heck. So the layout using the Smash stage, that was great. I love that. That was awesome. That's the only thing that I wanted to point out. But if we are ready, let's move on from number 5 to number 4. We're ready for that?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Awesome, let's do it. So number 4, we have the Miami Dragonites, coached by Guanako Gaming, in the Mega Division, currently at a 1-0 with the +3. I'll let Derek take over this one, and I'll add any other points that I have to add when he's done. Go ahead and take it away, my dude.
So listen, we all define this man as the Patriots of the EBL. He's building this dynasty, and he showed it again that he is just the threat of this league. He is the guy that we all need to worry about. You give the man 9 Caterpies and you still got to watch out. But just we'll bounce back to you like we did me. That way you can break down your match just a little bit more. But a few things that I noticed is this man went up against a good opponent. We talked about it when we was going over ISO. He done really well. The champ wasn't rattled, baby. He was standing strong. He was motivated. He didn't talk a lot. And I was loving it because you were in it. You were head bobbing to the music. He was ready to go. He was ready to get that win, and he's going to show you guys that he is coming back for another championship. The Whimsicott was awesome. I really loved the build on it. I got to see it firsthand in the championship game. Thank you for that, by the way. And I didn't do an interview, so I didn't get to thank you for beating me. But we'll talk about that later. But I love the Whimsicott. I loved how you never got rattled. I liked how you were on top of things. And we're just ready to see what you continue to do. And it was impressive. Congrats. And I'll let you throw any other notes that you have, because that's about all I had. Is this man has got ice in his veins for sure.
Oh no, I'm a big teddy bear dude. But I appreciate all of those words, my friend. Couple of things. Something that a little thing that I do that helps me for my matches is I don't listen to the gameplay at all. The headphones that you see me, like these guys right now, they're not playing the game. They're not playing. They're playing, actually, don't make fun of me, but they're playing one of the soundtracks from Cobra Kai.
Let's go.
And it's very pumping and everything. So that's what I listen to, and it's been my good luck charm since. So I don't know. Everyone has their own little gimmick. Mine's his music. But things about the match. Lycanroc, I think that looking back at things, Lycanroc could have lasted a little bit longer if it was the lead. It could have lasted a little bit longer if it was the lead, and maybe we would have gotten rid of that Crobats a little bit sooner. Could have done a little bit of chip damage with the Accel Rock. Instead, it went down to the Aqua Jet from the Urshifu. But, if we're going to do priority versus priority, I would have gone first because Lycanroc has a higher speed stat than the Urshifu does. And gotta say, it's unfortunate for Charizard, as Lonely Hermit likes to say. Shouts out to Lonely Hermit, by the way. As Lonely Hermit likes to say, Charizard came in and died.
Yeah.
And it really did. It was unfortunate. It just came in there, got an air slash, it missed, and then it got wiped out by the surging strikes from the Water Bear. So that's all that I have to say on this matchup. And I believe you said that you mentioned everything else that you wanted to say. So that being said, we're gonna move on to the top 3. But before we do, just a quick reminder, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and click the like button on the video, make it turn blue, subscribe to the official Elite Battle League YouTube channel. It's free, I promise. And more importantly, check out all of the coaches. Their links are going to be in the description below. And show some love to the Roundup guys as well. It's Really Timmy B. His links are down there as well, with Landon, who is one of the coaches as well. Yep. Moving on to number 3. We have the Essex Espeons, coached by PokéPidge, who is a newcomer, one of the newcomers. And currently they're at a 1-0 with the +3, and they fought my co-host, Derek, Always More Videos, Kentucky Kinglers. Did you want to go ahead and say what you wanted to say here?
Yeah, so I'm going to take the lead on this one because this man brought his umbrella and he absolutely come with vengeance, man. He was ready to play. He was ready to show everybody why he was here, and he wanted to knock down the runner-up for the Season 2 championship. And that's exactly what it was. But it just cracked me up. His video was so funny, and it was stuff that he talked to me about, so it wasn't stabs or nothing. He told me about all of his little jokes, and it was so funny, man. But I had to bring my umbrella because he just blew mine away. He took this thing apart and beat me with it, bro. Pidge come in, and he was very impressive. And in his test runs, he actually lost a lot of the battles to me. So I messaged him and was like, yo, you gonna send me them builds so I know how to win? But he come in, one of our newcomers, across the pond. He was ready to go. He had me figured out. He had me pushed up against the wall. I was able to come in with Cinderace and give him a good matchup. But overall, he done extremely well. That Comfy was an issue. Triage is amazing, and he has multiple builds with that and a few other things. Something I didn't like, and it's something me and you talked about that you may even address on too, and it's your turn. The Dialga moveset build. I didn't agree with the big bad Dialga move that made you get a delay in. I don't like that move on Dialga. I ran a Dialga last season and I never used it because it has so many other good moves that you can put as its moveset. So other than the Dialga build, Pidge was very entertaining. He definitely deserves to get your view, not just in his EBL stuff, in his regular channel. This dude was awesome, and excited to see what he does. He's up there. He was predicted very high in your all's power rankings for the preseason, and he come out and showed why. I think he only moved one spot. Did y'all have him ranked at 2 or 3? I can't remember.
I think he was 2.
Okay, he was 2. So he just went down 1 because of the showing of the other 2 guys that we're getting ready to talk about. But, I'll send this over to you. It was a great match. GG Pidge. And go out there and show them what you can do, bro.
Yeah, it was a good match. I can't wait to see more of Pidge. I don't have much to say on Pidge. I actually, you may not be a fan of it. I actually like the moveset that he had. Fun little fact. The Roar of Time on the Dialga. It's powerful. It's almost good enough to knock anything out that's not a special wall. And another thing is that if it's Dynamaxed, it maxes out that Dragon.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to get a Dynamax move that's 150. Most of them are either 95 to 120, 130.
Yeah. So
it's kind of hard to get a maxed out Dynamax move at 150, and that's what Roar of Time does for the Dialga. So I don't know, maybe it would have been it was a good move for him to have it on there.
Well, everybody's. Oh, sorry, I cut you off there. But everybody's completely different. I like mine to have more moves to cover super effective stuff. Maybe this is what Pidge's plan was. So I didn't mean no disrespect by it, and but I was just throwing it out there that myself personally, I'd run another Dragon move than that. That way you don't have to worry about that delay. But I like to hit hard and attack fast. So it's just different play styles, and that's the best thing about it is you can watch everybody do stuff different in the league.
No, for sure. And again, what I'm about to say next is nothing, towards what you said at all. It just so happened that it played off in his favor. He used the Roar of Time, right?
Yeah.
Took out one of the Drizzlers, which is what you want to do on a rain team. And of course, as you said, it made him to be a sitting duck. But the thing with Dialga is that it can take hits, so it being a sitting duck, even against a super effective move, may not be too bad.
Yeah.
It may not be too bad. And it definitely took a hit, if I remember correctly, and then it was able to dish things out. And then, of course, it was a smart play, switching into the Comfey. Unknown Pokemon to Derek, unknown ability, and that's what took him off guard. Comfey was just dominating the match and just took out everything else. Yeah, it just proves that Comfey with triage it's scary for the team, and the fact that he might have other builds on there, you know, definitely be interesting to see how he plays with the other builds. That's really all that I have to say on the number 3 spot, though. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Nope, just awesome battle, and it would have been a lot worse if I wouldn't have had the Cinderace. So we may have been talking this man in one of these next 2 spots had I not been able to come in and cause a little bit of chaos with the Cinderace. But I think you take that away, this was a good match from Pidge, and he showed that I may be a rookie, but I'm here. I've played Pokemon my whole life, and I'm ready for these fools.
There you go. So moving on from number 3, we're going to go on to number 2. We have the Indiana Igglybuffs, coached by Yeltnab, Bob, in the Mega Division, currently at a 1-0 with the +4. Went up against the San Diego Sylveons, and this match, the reason we have, even though Comfey dominated the match with the Kinglers, the reason this match is up there was because the match, you only lost, if I remember correctly, 2 Mons. Yep. And this match was more decisive. Not only was it more decisive, but everything that Yeltnab had planned, despite him being nervous, as he mentioned in his video, everything that Yeltnab did was just perfectly planned out. He read Tara like a book. No offense to Tara or anything. It's just, you know, what it is. And that's personally why, you know, or what we agreed, why he's ranked here above Pidge. But Yeltnab, yeah, not much to say there. You know, everything that he did just happened to play out perfectly. Predictions throughout the battle, great movesets overall, just a great win. And I also think he did a great move because he could have done either Leech Seed or Stealth Rock, and the Stealth Rocks did significant chip damage to the Sylveons, and I think that's what helped him, you know, push that a little bit further. But I think it was a great move choosing Stealth Rocks over Leech Seed. So definitely shows me, because I've been wanting to know for a while how this man battles, and I see now how he battles. So I can't wait to face him later on in the season. I do face him, I believe, week 5. So Yeltnab, I'm coming for you.
Ooh.
But anything you'd like to add on this, my dude?
Alright, so obviously I said about Latin, but I know Bob the best. We've been best friends since we were little kids, and I was very happy to bring him into the league. And I've known how good of a battler he was. He's taught me everything I know. I've watched him throughout the years. He's played competitive Pokemon for a long time. Whether it was GameStop tournaments, you know, tournaments at our buddy's house, whatever it was. This man knows Pokemon. He knows how to battle, and he was just all over it. He was ready for every scenario that was going to be thrown his way. He predicted everything on point, too, which was very impressive to us. And I know the audio in his video was kind of bad. We worked on that. It'll be good for the week 2 matchup. He never Dynamaxed, and he never even brought out his Ultra Beast, so we didn't even get to see what that thing was capable of. This is just a great match by Bob Yeltnab, the Igglybuffs, and he showed us, you know, we know what he's capable of. I've been telling everybody's watched what he's done with me, and now we get to see him come in, smack people around, and he went from our number 1 spot in the preseason to number 2. He only moved 1 spot because of the showing that our number 1 team had, but great match. Tara had to be his first victim, unfortunately, but he's here, he's ready to keep going, and I think that he's going to give us an impressive season.
There we go. I can't wait to see the rest of his season. Yeah, no need to be nervous, Bob, if you're watching this. No need to be nervous. I promise you, we don't bite. We're all friends here.
Yeah.
Moving on from number 2 to number 1, we have the Detroit Luxrays, coached by Game Reviews. We all know how this battle went. Sorry, Ace, but currently Gamer stands at 1-0 with a +5. To say that the Salamence did work in this match is an understatement. Definitely, well, as we know, it definitely got MVP for the Mega Division. So
and you know,
there's
definitely
yeah,
the MVP of the week. I know that we do too, but this Salamence was just out there, bro. It was just so powerful.
Oh, yeah.
So it's my week one MVP overall. Like, no offense to Landon, but this Salamence was just amazing, bro.
I think Landon gets PTSD from the Salamence.
Oh yeah.
My goodness, I'm so sorry. But there's definitely not much to say here. The only thing that I do have to say, probably the only thing that I will say, is looking at Max's team. It's clearly devised off of Pokemon from other teams that did really well in the past seasons. I mean, he just tore apart Derek's team from the past 2 seasons, taking the Mimikyu, taking the Salamence. He took my Shuckle, gosh darn it. You know, I think this might be the season for the Luxrays, my friend. I think this might be the season for the Luxrays. I can't wait to see what Max does for the remainder of the season. But do you have anything else that you want to say?
So I had the honor of working with Max on a series towards the end of season 1 and all the way through season 2. And when I tell you that this man was busy, he was to the max. He was that fit perfect to the max. He was doing all kinds of stuff. He got engaged. He was moving. He was transitioning and worked. You know, with COVID, working from home, doing that kind of thing. He didn't have a lot of time to put into the league, and I think that it started to show there towards, you know, his first 2 seasons that he was struggling. He wasn't building his Pokemon because the man didn't have time. Nobody's going to pack their switch to their job like some of us get to, and me included, and you know, sit there and grind out Pokemon. And he, you know, getting engaged. You know, congratulations to him. That happened between the 2 seasons, and he showed that, hey, I'm here. I've got my office set up. I've got time. I know what to do. I've been studying. You know, if you're going through there and there's a Salamence and Mimikyu and stuff like that, heck yeah, you're going to pick them up. You're going to see all these high-powered teams. You know how to use them, and maybe you even know how to tweak them to make them a little bit better. And I think that's what Game Reviews has done here. I was very impressed with this matchup. I love the Salamence sweep, pretty much, is what we can call it, because that's what it was. He got very fortunate with it waking up, or, you know, it may have been tied with the MVP across from Landon with a +4. Because it may even die, so Landon would have took our big overall MVP. And I also love his hitting the table. He was into it, man. This is a great showing by a great person and a great coach, and excited to see what the Detroit Luxrays do for the rest of the season.
For sure, for sure. Again, I'm happy that Max has everything in place. Again, congratulations on everything. And congratulations on the big win. I can't wait to see what the Luxrays do next from here for the rest of the season. But that just about wraps up everything in detail. We're just going to go over just a quick little recap on who we have as the placements, and then we're going to go ahead and close it out. So at the number 1 spot, like we just covered, we got the Detroit Luxrays. Number 2, we got the Indiana Igglybuffs. 3, Essex Espeons. 4, the Miami Dragonites. Number 5, the Tijuana Gengars. 6, the Iowa Incineroar. Texas Tyranitar at number 7. 8 is the Akron Axews. Number 9 is Atlanta Braviary. Kentucky Kinglers at number 10, followed by San Diego Sylveons at 11. And lastly, we had the Redwood Meowths at number 12. Guys, again, I know we've mentioned it in the video, but drop a like, subscribe to the official YouTube channel, and of course, show us all some love. The links are going to be in the description below to all of the coaches. Check them out. Check out Derek. Check out the Roundup guys, Infernomen, ItsReallyTimmyB. All of their things are going to be in the description below. And that being said, let's go ahead and say goodbye, sir.
And check this man out too. Don't let him leave himself out. Guanako Gaming. He's doing all kinds of awesome stuff on YouTube and Twitch. So make sure you check him out.
That being said, guys, I will see you guys for we will see you guys for week 2 of the power rankings, and peace.
Peace.